Welcome to Mobile Armor Radio, the podcast for all things Mecha. Jumpship incoming.
Welcome to Mobile Armor Radio, episode 84. And I'm one of your hosts, Brian.
I'm Chopper.
And I'm Rob.
And here we are again, now that it's like springtime-ish.
Yeah,
going into summer.
The worst spring ever. It's been raining nonstop.
Well, and did you guys get hit with any of those tornadoes, Brian?
We did not, but like they weren't too far away. Like a couple of friends that I have were not in it, but nearby. So yeah, I had some pretty severe weather come through not too long ago.
A tree in the front yard, like a street tree.
Another one?
No, that's the same one I was telling you about. But, now there are no more trees on the curb in front of our house.
Yeah, you lost one like what, last year or the year before?
Last year, yeah.
It's a
deforestation.
deforestation.
Just makes me glad that we have the technology to make giant things to go up and clear trees, because we up to last year, like we had a whole bunch of stuff like overhanging our house. So I was glad to have that cleared away by some kind of mechanized arm thing, which is
a
me
forestry
trying
mech?
to say like a lift truck is a mech.
It was a lumber mech from Mecha.
Yeah,
The quick game.
that's how it worked.
Yep, totally was that.
You guys aren't here to listen about arboreums and trimming back trees and forestry. You're
Maybe
here
they
to
are.
learn about giant robots.
Maybe they stumbled upon it. They're tree fanatics and they stumbled upon the show and they're like, wow, it is about trees. Who knew?
Yeah, no, we actually talk about giant robots and other cool sci-fi things here. So with that, the longest intro I've ever done,
we
let's
got
head on
him.
over to the Dropship.
We got him.
Dropship landing.
Welcome to the Dropship. This is the section of the show where we talk about what we're working on. But first, we do have a sponsor that we like to read about at the beginning of our Dropship. It is brought to you by John Bear Ross. He is back doing his Patreon. Now, by being a patron, you can get a monthly 50% discount code on my Mini Factory, Cults 3D, and CG Trader for just $1.99 a month. No tariffs on that, as far as I know. All of his projects are available on my Mini Factory. Just search for John Bear Ross, and the link will be in the show notes. We thank JBR for being a loyal sponsor and friend of the show. And he's got some pretty cool projects out there.
Yeah, his newest one is called the Project ComFund. It's a light main battle titan. It's really cool looking. It's got the wolf's head, and you can see the scale. This is the what do you call it? The drawing of it, and you can see the scale of it. But he actually has some partially painted versions of it compared to a monster can. So that's how big this thing is. And he's cool looking. I love the head. It's just it's very wolf-like. But yeah, the scale of these guys is ridiculous. They're so big. Well worth it if you have a 3D printer. Check out JBR's stuff. And
For sure.
especially the ComFund. Yep, it comes with a bunch of.
I can't pronounce that.
All his kits come with a bunch of options, so it's always good.
Yeah, tons of weapons.
Yeah, so you can do all different stuff. Fun. Yeah.
So let's kick off this section then by having someone talk about what they've been working on, and I'll throw it to. I'm getting a lot of like nervous looks. Pat, you want to go first?
Okay. So,
off the Band-Aid.
Unfortunately, I have not worked on anything because I have been sick and I've been in the hospital for like 10 days.
What about the other 20 days of the month, Pat? Where's your excuse?
Yeah, we were working.
He was in the hospital for what?
So I had painted. So I was still, before I got sick, I was still painting the Neo Genesis model we got, and if you look on our, when we get to the MechBay, you can see what's on my desk. And then I started with the Megatron, And then the other, what is that other game now? I always forget the name of the game. The other mech game we bought at Decepticon.
Xeogenesis? No, not that one. It's
Not Xeogenesis. You're talking about
Endless Destiny.
Endless Destiny, yeah. So, and I started painting that mech on top of that one. I finished up a couple of cav tanks, and then
wow, you've actually done stuff.
Yeah, but
nice.
Tangentially, because I literally went into the hospital like almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they kind of put a damper on any further operation.
So
You couldn't bring your stuff to the hospital. You couldn't work there. Come on.
Yeah, and what's going on with my wound is I can't even weight bear on my legs, so I'm kind of somewhat bedridden. This is why my setup looks all weird, because I'm not even at my desktop. I'm using my Mac sitting on the side of a bed.
He's literally bedridden.
What you need is a robot leg.
Hell, I recorded 2 episodes in the hospital. That's how dedicated I am.
Of our other show, Dragon's Tome. It was an experience. The nurses coming in interrupting, and
but
guest stars is what I'm hearing. Guest stars.
My hobby time got cut short. I'm thinking if I could sit up longer or get some, or be able to move into a chair from the bed, then I'll have my wife bring up some stuff and some paints from the basement.
Just something to do, eh? You get bored.
Oh, I contemplated throw myself out the window several times today. so much YouTube you can watch. There's only so many Instagram reels you can scroll through.
Yeah.
There's only so much eBay and Amazon window shopping you can do.
That's dangerous. That's its slippery slope.
Well, yeah.
Before that button starts calling your name.
That's how I ended up with Bullet Dice and Hot Wheels, Battlestar Galactica Vipers, and Silent Raiders. Which came today, by the way.
Nice.
The book that's pretty cool.
Are you keeping them in the packaging, or are you going to take them out?
I'm undecided yet. I'll probably keep it in the packaging.
Yeah, those kind of things.
Because it's Hot Wheels.
Yeah,
stuff you want to keep in a package.
It's not something you need to play with.
No, and and what really sucks too is I was working on that Dropship for Cav for John. I was hoping to get something painted up and have it all put together so we could show it off so the Cav guys that are coming out could see what really cool Dropship that he put out, and it's very affordable. Like, what was it, like $150 or something like that?
I don't remember, but
no.
Yeah,
it's ginormous.
Yeah.
When we get to the MechBay, you will see how far I got with it on my desk, and that's kind of where I left it before I was admitted to the loony bin. But honestly, that's all I got. Just those couple days of painting my mech, the mechs I had, and then that's it.
Nice. Hey, that's something, which is usually more than we can say.
Well, we were on a roll for a while, like all through March. Yeah. We were painting quite a bit, and I was getting quite a bit done. And then
you put a damper on it.
Like, I should have had that Dropship done by now. The broadsword.
How about you, Rob? What have you been working on?
I wish I had an excuse why I was so lazy, but I'm just a lazy person. I haven't done nothing. My excuse is that I usually do it hanging out with Pat. So if Pat's not doing it, I'm not doing it. That's the problem.
So in solidarity, you're saying.
That's it. It's a symbiotic hobbying is what it is.
Yeah. I haven't done nothing. I don't know. I just been tired. It's been raining a lot. That's about it.
Yeah.
No. I haven't done zero in the Dropship.
Rob's also been world touring with bands.
Yeah, I've gone quite a few concerts. Yeah, that takes my time up too. But yeah, nothing for me. What about you, Brian? You've done a lot of stuff. Please say you've done a lot of stuff.
So my hobby time has been predominantly made up with. I got myself a new printer, a new 3D printer. Which is a big leap and a jump ahead of where my old one, which was a Voxelab Aquila 2, I think it was, which is like kind of open license, whatever, like old Ender 3 style.
That's what I had, the Ender 3.
And for those that regulars on the show will have heard many tales of this printer, where it will work for like 3 good prints, and then it would, crash and burn for almost a month on end.
The one you bought or the Vox Lab?
The Vox Lab.
The Vox Lab, the old one, which was like 5 years old almost. So it's been put through its paces to be sure. So I decided to it was time for an upgrade, and so I went with the Ender 3 V3 Plus, which is almost a foot worth of build plate. What was it?
You went with the Ender 5.
Oh, Ender 5. Is it Ender 5 or 3? I don't know.
No, the 3 is the one I had. So you have to have a higher number. It might even
Possibly. The numbering got weird. I just know that it was the V3 Plus. It's probably the 5. And but it has been very nice. It's got auto leveling on it.
That's the best thing about going back to FPM. The auto leveling is.
Oh,
yeah. Back in the day, oof.
You wouldn't be
doing the gears with the little slip of paper and everything, like that was kind of thing number one. I'm like, I need one that auto levels,
and it would just go auto level so fast, like for no reason.
yeah. If it has like one hiccup, it's like it's all over. You gotta start from scratch. I wanted one that auto leveled, a bigger build plate, because I've had a couple projects now where it's like, man, I just
well,
I'm
now
having to like slice up these files.
If you have a foot wide one, you probably could do full masks and stuff. That's all I always wanted to do. Mine was just too small to do a full size mask.
That'd cool. I don't. I've been looking at. I won't lie. I've been looking at like some Clone Trooper.
Yeah, I did
helmets and stuff.
I did a Judge Dredd one, but I had to do it in parts, and it was a pain in the ass.
This is one of the things that, since you're talking Clone Trooper, is the one things my wife bought me to preoccupy my time.
Oh,
Lego.
Nice. The Lego ones.
So I'm only got that left, and I'm done.
Those things are so cool.
Yeah,
that's
why I want the bigger size for the helmets for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then like some nice to haves was it came with like built-in Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah.
And so what that means is I can send it files from my computer. I've got a camera hooked up to it as well, so that I can, from my phone, send it files to print. I can watch it on camera as it's going. I can stop it.
Yeah, if it fails, you could just stop it, so it's not just wasting. Yeah.
Yep. I got notifications now, like with the Creality app that they've got integrated. So it's been a really
such a step up, from the old one.
The prints, man. It's been so nice to really just kind of set this thing almost on autopilot. Tell it to print. It's out of sight, out of mind. It runs fast too.
That's the thing.
So much so, like it literally does shake the table that it's on. So anyone that is looking to get something similar, go make sure it's sturdy. You cannot have this thing like on a card table.
Shake it right down.
It will shake it right off.
Like a Polaroid picture.
But yeah, no, it's been super nice.
That's cool. How much did it cost, if you don't mind saying?
I think I got it on sale. It was just under $400.
It's not bad.
So it was splurged a little bit, but we had a little extra lying around, and
you don't want to future proof it too. You don't want to get one that's just good enough. You want to have it something that's top of the line.
Planning for this one to be with me probably even longer than 5 years.
Yeah.
Now the situation is I don't know what I'm going to do with the other one. I could put it up on the Facebook Marketplace. I don't think any of my
trees that are just sitting in the garage. I'm just gonna throw them away.
Oh, I have a pile of dead 3D printers.
Yeah, and it's the thing. Like, it's not dead, but at the same time, I don't know. It's like my old printer would be one that someone that's willing to kind of take on a challenge.
Yeah, it's not broken. You can actually use it still. Yeah,
not broken. You can still use it. It just takes a lot more.
Yeah, it's more frustrating.
Time for.
I mean, I feel like it's almost if you should just give it away at that point.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if you could give it to some like charity or something.
Maybe. I could look into that. If you have ideas on where Brian can send his 3D printer,
If you live in the Michigan area and you're looking to get a 3D printer,
and you're interested,
you just gotta come.
and you want something that's going to frustrate you to no end, and maybe curse Brian's name.
Yep. But it's free. But no, so that's been really nice. I printed off a huge Halo Flashpoint board set that I found on Cults 3D.
This thing looks amazing.
And a couple other like Halo things. Like
is this primed?
It is, yeah. So I did some gray primer on it. It finally had some nice weather to go out and prime things. So I like went out with my big box of all these pieces of terrain and just like spraying them quick.
Because I don't see any layer lines. That's why I was curious about it. Like it looks smooth.
It is very, very smooth. It's very clean.
Yeah, like it looks almost like a resin printer. That's why I was like, wow, this is nice. I haven't looked at FDMs in a long time, so.
Is this that mask you built?
I haven't built one yet, but.
Who did a Darth Maul mask?
I don't know.
Oh, I think that was Rick.
Oh.
This is the Halo terrain. Recently. This thing looks cool. And you said it's on Cults?
Yep. It's on Cults 3D. If you search Halo Flashpoint, you'll start finding some really cool stuff. There's another set that's free that's more like the terrain that you see like on the Halo rings and stuff with all the kind of angular shapes and
harder to play
spires and
Flashpoint with that though.
Yeah,
because Flashpoint it's based on 3x3 grids or cubes actually. So
yeah,
the beauty of this is it looks like it's perfect for the cubes, right?
Yeah, the guy that designed it is like very much a fan, and I'm really interested to see how well it plays Dead Zone on it, because I am like, it obviously is set up in a similar game engine. The trick is like, one that I've noticed is there's less like overhead cover in Halo Flashpoint
because there's no indirect.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to play on it, but I've already got accusations against me that I'm going to Halo Flashpoint. I'm like, over Dead Zone. I'm like, no, I love Dead Zone. I was just like, I'm a huge fan of the Halo games, and so I'm like, I want to have some Halo themed terrain.
You're also a Pathfinder, and you have to demo this, right? So.
And I got to demo stuff, so I want.
This is their new game that has to be
do the
pushed,
stuff that draws the eye in.
Yeah.
I have official terrain, Mantic. It's okay. And I'll have that up there as well.
This is such beautiful terrain.
That really catches the eye is.
I think Mantic should look into like contacting these kind of people and saying, "Hey, do you want to produce some of this stuff for us to sell on Vault?" The Vault, like they have their Mantic has a 3D printing vault that every month they have new stuff. Like this kind of stuff is like, even if you just give them like a some kind of, I don't know, license fee. I don't know how it works, but this is the kind of stuff that'd be amazing for that.
Yeah, I'd be really, really surprised and amazed if we got some like official Halo Flashpoint, like Halo themed terrain. That's I know that they're actually just released a new like card stock set.
Yeah, card stuff. Yeah.
But like always want more, right?
This is way better than that card stuff. It's so much better looking. Like it's that stuff fine for a game, but this looks like an actual Halo board. Like this, it's way better.
Yeah. I mean, and it's also modeled after the Halo multiplayer like setup too. So that's obviously a big plus in its corner. But I digress. So yeah, new printer. Got things primed. I'm working on trying to figure out what I want to do for paint scheme. There's a couple of tutorials actually online that someone did of this terrain set that I've been kind of following, and might see about trying to up my terrain painting game a little with that.
It's hard
because you need, what is that stuff that my wife got, the weathering stuff?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's like the oxidizing paint and stuff.
What was it called? Dirty something or
Dirty Down?
Dirty Down.
Dirty Down, yeah.
Well, even like just painting with a sponge, I think is like an upgrade for me.
The Dirty Down is really easy to use though. You just
it's expensive though.
Slap it on and then you just maybe streak it with a brush. Or
yeah, but Dirty Down's it's not cheap. That's the only problem with that.
Oh, it's not.
But
the other thing is,
yeah.
So like my wife a lot of times she's having to stay up later, and usually I'll stay up with her, and I'm finding it's like, you know what, that would be a great time to break out my paint set and just do like a quick couple models, just like an hour or two at a time. So I'm trying to get that more into a routine of setting aside some time to actually do some painting.
Hanging out, but also painting something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the thing. It's always hard to find hobby time. It's just you have a lot of time in the day, but there's always like
you expanded it too. There you go. Hey, you did it.
What? I'm not doing anything.
Wow.
Anyway, I think we're done messing around with the grid in Google Meets here. I think we're gonna head on over to the ComStar section of the show.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. On my screen, nothing changed, so you guys are crazy.
Message from ComStar.
Welcome to ComStar. This is the section of the show where we talk about TVs, movies, books, comics, video games, RPGs, anything and everything under the sun that's kind of fun and entertaining us in the realm of giant robots. So I'll throw it over to Rob.
Yeah, lots to talk about. We have our friends over at Ignition Core Games. They got the Relic Knights now. They just put out a preview of Relic Knight Jean Romy, and it's right up our alley because it's a girl who's probably Joan of Arc or someone like that, but in giant mech armor. You can see her inside the mech. It's very cool. Very Relic Knights is the whole thing is it's very anime inspired. So this is kind of Escaflowne kind of feel to it, and she's got a little lion as a pet. I think it's a mechanical lion. I don't think it's a real lion, but yeah. This is the kind of style that Relic Knights. It's an old game that's they're bringing back. It failed with its previous people who had the license, so Ignition Core is bringing it back, and they're very excited about it. We were talking to Will at AdeptCon, and he's super excited about it.
He's dived head first in this thing. So
yeah.
I think I have some old Relic Knight stuff that I had picked up a couple of years back. That had like for Dreadball looking minis kind of thing. They're just a little too tall, but neat minis.
Yeah, very anime inspired, and you can go. We'll link to the post about this one and this spotlight and Ignition Core in general to see what they're doing. But lots of stuff there that's mech related because it's all anime based. So fun stuff. He said it's a very crunchy game. Like he's all about the real crunchy rules, and I guess Relic Knights is.
He said it's not as crunchy as Infinity.
Wow, nothing's as crunchy as Infinity.
I think that's were his words. Not as crunchy as Infinity, but
yeah, but it's a lot of like I think synergies and things like that, like a lot of that kind of stuff in that game. Yeah, it's very popular. It was popular back in the day, very popular until the old company screwed it up and stole a bunch of people's money. So, and I think also Ignition Core Games is trying to help all the people who got screwed at that Kickstarter too. So it's kind of cool. I don't know, I'm sure they've contacted everybody. I think they got the list from the old people. So that's cool. It's nice to see people actually trying to right the wrongs. What's the other thing? Oh, the other thing is coming up on July 11th, 2025 is CavCon. CavCon this year. I think it's in Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's in Oklahoma this time.
Yeah, so if you're interested to go to play some Cav and talk to a bunch of like-minded Cav players, check out CavCon. 1 year we'll get to CavCon. It will not be this year.
Oh. Well, yeah, not this year.
This year's been medical trouble year, so maybe next year. maybe 2/3 of us will be healthy next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something we want. It's on our list. That's for damn sure. Other than that, there's been quite a few shows. Love, Death, and Robots came back. I watched that whole season. I wouldn't say there's too much mech stuff this time. I don't know if there's any mech stuff now that I think about it. This season I didn't find as good as some of the other seasons. The other seasons, there's always like 1 or 2 episodes. You're like, wow, that was amazing. This one there was a few good ones, but not crazy. It wasn't as, I don't know.
I didn't even realize that it had come out.
Yeah, it came out and it was all right. There wasn't like any horrible ones. So usually there's some really bad ones and some really good ones. This one was all kind of mediocre. I didn't find any.
Gotcha.
Didn't find any ones that were like, oh, that was terrible. And I also didn't find any that were like, wow, that blew my socks off. So, the other big show that's out is the Gundam. How do you even say it? GX.
In the show, they say G-Quux.
G-Quux. That's what I say. Yeah. I love even in the show. They're at one point they're like, how do you even pronounce this? They're like, I think it's just it's a placeholder. They're like, I think it's a placeholder for something. That was funny. But yeah, it's fun. A little bit of spoilers about it. I didn't realize until this, like I've only seen the first 4 episodes, I think, but until the second episode, I didn't realize this is alternate history.
That's where I got me too.
Yeah, I was like, what? Oh!
I was like, wow, this is really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. I'm going to roll with it.
Yeah.
And then I got the second episode, I'm like, did I click the right Gundam show?
Yeah, because all of a sudden it's Char, and you're like, what the? Yeah. But, right off the bat, you find out Zeon won the war. You're like, what? Okay. And the war was very short, because in the second episode, you find out Char found the Gundam before Amuro. Yeah, I was spoiling that part. It's in the second episode. It's pretty early on. But, yeah, so right off the bat, like, Char has had, we don't know why he had it, and he no longer has this Gundam, but, yeah, really cool little backstory.
He stole the original Gundam.
Yeah. He got it before Amuro showed up. Well, the thing is, he was on that original mission, and they didn't do as much damage, so Amuro never got displaced to go and find the Gundam. It's very cool.
They followed the mission.
They actually did the mission instead of just being
Char
stupid.
wasn't even in the mission, the original. He was...
Yeah. So it's really cool that it was just changed just enough. You're like, oh, that's neat. And how it changed the world, like it really changed everything. So, and then now
he's not so vengeful against the zombies.
Yeah, it seems well. I haven't got too far, so I don't know much.
As far as we know.
But then the rest of the show is pretty much mech
That's how
battles.
we got him last time.
There's a lot of like kids doing mech battles, which is such a weird thing. It's like high end, like political intrigue, and then like kids doing mech battles. It's so weird, yeah. But fun. It's fun, and a lot of new type stuff. Like it's really leaning into the new types and what it means, and people are discovering their powers and stuff. So like I say, so far I've only gotten 4 in. It's weird, but it's fun. I think it's really good. The animation is really good. Like especially the mech battles, they're really good. So I'm enjoying it.
The theme song sounds like a Dance Dance Revolution song.
It does, yeah. It definitely does. Or like a Jet Grind Radio or one of those ones. Yeah. So if anybody is interested, it's on Prime, I believe. That's G-Quux. And last but not least for me is that I've finally finished reading through all the regular Battletech books. I've gotten through to the L Clan area, finished it. I know what happens. I'm up to date, and now I'm going back and reading all the shrapnels that I haven't read yet, and a lot of backstory stuff. But yeah, I read every single novel I could get my hands on. So it was a long road. It probably took me about 5 years. I think I did start during COVID, so it's been about 5 years reading just Battletech books. Yeah. But yeah. I'm happy to say.
How many episodes ago was that?
Yeah. I actually probably started before we started the show, actually. Maybe. How long have we been doing this show? It seems like forever.
I think you started when we had what's-his-face on. The guy, was that?
No, I was reading way before Brian Young was on. Because I had to go out of line to read that book. Because I was way ahead for where I was, so I had to read that ahead of time. But, yeah, fun times. And I do suggest people read those Battletech books, because it's 200 years of history that they've laid out for this game in fiction.
Easy.
Yeah, at least 200 years. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, it's real fun, and ignore the Dark Age, and you'll be fine. Although the end of the Dark Age has some good novels, so it's hard to say.
I'm not there yet.
No, you're not to the good parts yet.
I'm waiting for the light, and I can't see it.
The thing about the Dark Ages, it eventually gets into political intrigue, which is more interesting, where they're just talking about agromechs and forestry mechs fighting people on planets is boring as hell. But eventually it gets into actual what's happening in the universe, and that makes it more interesting. And then it goes into the Ill Clan era, so it kind of fits together. That's me. So I don't know who wants to talk next. Fight amongst yourselves.
Pat, you want to go next?
Other than the Gundam G Quarks, I did not do much as far as the media again. I was hobbing in the beginning of the month, and then I got sick, and then...
Now you got all the time in the world. You have no excuses. You should be watching every Macross show that's on Disney Plus.
Well, I've been catching up on other shows, and then spreading it with some Gundam shows and stuff like that. But other than that, just I haven't done much as far as the ComStar is concerned, so I got nothing.
You have nothing to say about G-Quux?
No, we kind of chatted. It was like I said, it started out weird. I was like,
started off weird, still here? Fun, still weird.
And then episode 2 threw me for a loop for about 10 minutes, and I was like, what is going on? And then episode 3, he kind of cleared it up, and then...
Yeah, it kind of got into the groove.
Gotcha.
I mean, I will say, if we're going to spoil a little bit, I do like the fact that the...
Don't spoil too much. I haven't gotten that far.
Don't spoil too much. I haven't watched it yet.
All right, I won't do it. I won't say it though.
and our intrepid listeners probably haven't watched it all yet. But I'll take over to prevent Pat from spoiling more of the show.
No spoily, Pat. I spoiled enough.
Haven't done as much on this end either. But I did manage to find some time to play a little bit more of Armored Core 6, and I think I'm like in chapter 3, and I don't know how many chapters there are.
I think Armored Core is on sale right now for like a crazy price. I think it was like $12. I'm like, holy crap! I
think Fires over Rubicon is on sale right now. At the time of this airing, which might be a Memorial Day sale, so it might be over by the time that the episode airs. But if you can, definitely pick it up. Like I'm having a blast with it. It's the story has been really presented in a really neat and interesting way that I think other previous iterations of Armored Core had kind of not done as well on. Like I remember playing, I think it's 4Answer, the 4th game, and like I would just go into missions and I had like no idea what's going on, why I'm here, who I'm fighting. It's just there's a robot, I'm gonna go beat it up.
Yeah.
But like in this one, there's a lot of kind of intrigue going on about not only your character but like your handler, who's like getting you signed on missions, and then there's kind of the question of like who are actually people and who are who's just a robot. And then you start at one point hearing a voice in your head.
If you've watched the what was that? The other show that's by the Love, Death, and Robot guys, they did the Keanu Reeves episode.
The level. What the heck was that called?
Yeah, Level Up.
Level Up. I think it was Level Up.
Was it Level Up?
That had Armor Core.
I need to see it. Yeah. They had an Armor Core segment.
You haven't watched it yet, Brian?
Segment. I haven't yet.
Oh, you should watch the Armor Core one. It's got Keanu Reeves in it.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but so I'm still having a fun time playing it. I'm kind of it's one that I'm even less frequent playing than others. I'm averaging like once every other month or so.
How's the difficulty on that game?
I forget if I'm actually playing like on easy mode or if I'm just on normal. A lot of times, like some of the bigger boss fights do take a couple tries, but I've found it as a very forgiving game
compared to all the other Souls games.
Yeah, especially compared to all the other games by FromSoft. Like the fact that there's checkpoints, and if you die, you reset at those checkpoints full health, full ammo. So I might be on easy mode or at least normal. But yeah. But that's been like it's great because then you can even swap out loadouts.
Yeah, if you know what's
return to that checkpoint, you don't have to start the whole level over or anything like that.
If you know what the mission was and stuff,
are like really tight windows. So like you can go and play a mission and it'll only take you like maybe 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's good
kind of thing. Like it's very bite-sized.
Yeah, that's good too. Like I hate games where you're playing like 3 hours and then you have to reset or if you failed.
But yeah, it's a fun time. Another game that I'm not playing, but I want to report on, Helldivers 2. It's specifically reporting on it because they're currently in the midst of a big major event, which is that Super Earth has been invaded. And so they've like recalled like as many Helldivers as they can to come back and defend Super Earth. So those that are unfamiliar with this series, the original version of it was like a kind of top-down third-person shooter, like a joystick. I forget
Contra.
No,
it's third person.
Contra, but it's like
third person.
Third person.
Yeah, third
Gears
person,
of War
like
kind
more of a
feeling?
top-down.
Yeah, it's not first person where you see crosshairs, but you see the whole body.
Gears of War.
Yeah,
kind of feel.
Yeah, exactly. And then the latest version has been third person, and they're fighting bugs, they're fighting giant robots. So
there is
basically like
game too.
fighting Terminators or it's Starship Troopers. It's very tongue-in-cheek, like it's very satirical. It's in a really fun way, and the community, I think, is really embraced it in a like the emergent play of these people really kind of buying into the ridiculousness of, it's a good day to die kind of mentality. And again, it's all about Super Earth is where humanity is kind of coming from and spreading democracy with democracy bullets. Pew pew. So I just want to highlight that the Earth has been invaded, and they put up some kind of like big. It was like complete 20 million missions on Earth to like unlock.
Jesus.
They unlock things by completing these quests as a community, and they're darn near close. There's a time limit. There's a window on it, and I want to say they got really close if they didn't make it at all. But I just want to kind of celebrate that the way that community is around that game. I think it's something special, right? Like you don't see that kind of multiplayer gaming experience come together in that way very often. So if you haven't checked out that game, definitely do so. It's one of those kind of live games. You have a couple of teammates, but it's mostly like dropping into places, shooting up some stuff, collecting things, and then getting the heck out of there with a lot of explosions along the way. So yeah, just good on you guys for jumping in feet first on saving Super Earth. All right. So with that, I think that's probably plenty of talking I've been doing. So I'm gonna head us on over to the MechBay Hanger for our roundtable topic of the month.
Now entering the MechBay Hanger.
Welcome to the MechBay Hanger. This is where we have a roundtable topic for the month. And I thought it would be kind of neat as my hobby area continues to evolve with newer things. I thought it would be kind of neat for us to share our hobby spaces, like where we go to work on projects, what that looks like, some of the tools or things that we use to do so, if people are curious or interested. I thought it'd just be kind of a fun topic, and of course I picked it in a time where Pat's immobile and can't get to his hobby room and whatnot. But I thought I'd kind of kick things off with my stuff, and I think Rob's got some pictures.
I do indeed.
And so the first one, actually I can't tell which ones Rob's actually showing you. So
it's the overview of the your whole painting table and your 3D printers there.
My big painting table. So with my printer on it, so that's
Yep.
the new beastly printer, as you can see in the picture.
Nice.
That's the Ender 3 on it.
Yeah, Ender 3
Is it
version
three?
3. Yep.
Yeah.
Plus.
So like I thought it was.
Fancy.
But I mean it's a pretty new printer. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that old. But all that to say, so yeah, that's kind of my hobby area. I've got
Look
a
how
bunch
small
of
it is.
3D printed painting racks.
So tiny compared to mine.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the base of it. I'm like, wow, that's that's amazing.
And but so like that's kind of my main area. I've got like a
Are
little
those 3D
stool.
printed paint racks?
Yep,
Yeah,
they were
cool.
from Corvus Games Terrain.
Mm.
Had the Paint Pal set, and so they're all little like interlocked sets
Yeah,
and
nice.
trays, and lets me do like I've got Citadel paints. I've got a lot of Army Painter style droppers, and there's little spaces, little risers then that I can stash stuff like my magnets and whatnot too. The lamp that you can see is actually one that I got from my grandfather many years back for the hobbying that he would do. He did a lot of like woodworking
Mm.
kind of hobby stuff, and so it's got a magnifying glass and a big halo style
Nice bright light.
lamp
Yeah.
in it.
I got
Mostly use the light. I don't use the magnifying glass as much, but that's just because um,
You're young enough to see
I'm
still.
bad at it. I mean, my glasses will let the normal person see footprints on the moon, but yeah. So that's my main area. Got a whole bunch of paintbrushes nice ones that I haven't even broken into yet, as well as a whole bunch of cheap ones that take up space. Um, not not pictured is probably plenty of stuff behind me in that frame where there's a card table full of 3D printed terrain and
Oh,
spray
see.
paint cans
I think Pat and I were willing to show our destruction. Not you're just showing
and
this beautiful setup. We're gonna show
well,
the
once
real
once
mess.
you guys had once I saw the preview of the stuff you guys were sharing, I was like, oh, I might as well talk about it. But I've got a whole bunch of minis like primed up and just to be something I can paint up real quick. A whole bunch of gray plastic to the left and whatnot. But that's kind of my main hobby area that I got set up in the basement of our house. And then what I also have I wanted to share is kind of my little travel set. So it's another piece that I got from or printed from Corvus Games Terrain as part of the Paint Pal set, which was just 3D printable containers for painting sets, brushes, wet palettes, and stuff like that. Has a whole line of really great stuff, and I finally found that I think I finally have magnets that I could actually put on the set. Um, which I have never done. I just fit them together. They pretty snug. But I'll have to say, like, I've got that just on like a little kind of TV tray esque setup, and that lets me be really mobile with some of my projects where I can just kind of have that out in our living room, so I can hang out with my wife and do some painting while we got a show on, or doing anything else, trying to spend that quality time together.
Well,
While
once the
still,
baby gets older, you won't be able to do this. That she'll be dumping that
Yeah.
water so fast.
yeah. So, but yeah, so that's kind of I obviously have a whole bunch of paints. Usually, I try to limit myself to what I can carry in the rack, but then I invariably like go downstairs and like, oh, but I need this paint, this paint, this
Yeah.
paint. But the whole concept is, just to have something I can carry and have very transportable. I can start up and I can stop very easily with that,
And just put it
while
aside.
still being
Yeah.
present. So that's what I'm trying to work a little bit more into my routine of the evenings of just having some painting time set aside.
Yeah,
And
nice.
so right now I got some Halo Flashpoint stuff on there.
Those look like elites.
Yeah. My younger brother's coming to visit me in like a week, so we're definitely going to be playing some Flashpoint.
Nice. He's the one you play the video games with?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. But that's kind of my hobby area. And what I've got, nothing incredibly special. I'm pretty basic in as far as like equipment wise, I feel. How about I think Rob, you had gone next.
I think we should end with Pat, because Pat's is the
okay. All right, Rob.
My tour is mostly just we're literally sitting at my paint desk, because my computer desk is my paint station. So you can see this mess that is in front of me. There's a blue snowball. That's not the mic I'm currently using, but that's the mic I use sometimes. But yeah, you can see lots of mess in front of me. The horrible amount of brushes that are in a glass. And Pat gave me 2 holders for what's that company again, Pat? For the paint miniature holders.
Ollie Lark.
What was that again, sir?
Ollie Lark.
They sell them.
He woodworks these handcrafts, and they fit nice in the hand. They grip better once you get some paint on them.
Oh, those things, yeah.
Jolly Lark, yes. It's backwards, but that is it. But yeah, nice. You just blue tack, or I just crazy glue usually to the top of it.
And it's so much more cheaper than buying a GW one.
Yeah, I also have this like, I don't know even where I got it. Probably from a Depthcon thing. Somebody did a MDF one that you could just put stuff on too, which is fine. But it doesn't feel as good in your hand. The other one's nice and perfect in your hand.
Contoured.
Yeah, and you can see my my paint brush cleaner that I went through all of Chicago trying to find, and eventually just ordered it from Amazon to Pat's house.
Which was cheaper.
Yeah, I just couldn't find it anywhere.
To ship it to my house without paying any.
The other thing is, you can see my paint rack is I think it's a nail polish rack that I found somewhere, and this is just a bunch of random paints that are in there, my contrast paints, and there's a lot of just my random paints, because my real paints are I keep them in the containers that they came in, the plastic like clamshells. So you can see the top, I got 3 layers of the Monument paints, the Pro Acrylic, and then I got all the Army Painter speed paints below that. So that's how we keep them. I just keep them in their actual clamshells because it's easier than trying to put them anywhere else. And I just grab what I need as I need it. And here's a picture of, well, the top is actually painted mechs, but most of it's just a lot of gray plastic that I have not painted. And you can see many things of gray plastic. And here's another whole shelf of gray plastic that I haven't printed. Oh, you can actually see the Judge Dredd mask I was talking about, the helmet I was talking about. When I had my 3D printers working, I printed a lot. And now that they aren't working, I should maybe actually paint some of this stuff. That is my theory. So there's a lot of stuff in there. But for me, that's about it. It is literally my desk that I edit the show on. I do my painting. I play video games. It's my one-stop shop. It's right here. So, needless to say, I spend a lot of time in this little teeny space. So, but that is my little hobby area mess. I didn't even show the amount of paint that's spilt all over this poor desk. There's a lot. Pat, well, let's go to this crazy world that is Pat's.
Are we looking down at the top down view of everything?
You can start wherever you like.
Well, I don't know what picture you're picking with.
You choose the picture. I'll bring it up for you.
Well, it's the top down one where you can see the desk and the U shape that I got built around me.
Okay. Yeah,
that's kind of my work area right there. You can see the Dropship on the desk. You can see the wood handles. You can see my plethora of brushes and the plethora of paint I have.
Yeah, crazy amounts of paint.
Mostly monuments and Vallejos. If you look on the far end, those are Vallejo Airs. The monuments have replaced most of my Vallejos that went dry. And then on the far left, those are all my pigments and tints and transparent paints.
Yeah, you have MDF racks, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can also see your New Zhang there on the other side.
Huh?
Your New Zhang is on the floor on the other side.
Well, just the box. And then on the part that that makes the bottom half of the U, you can see all the parts of the Neo Zhang that are being primed and painted. You can kind of see the Neo Zhang body.
Yeah, it's kind of off to the side there. The only reason I know it's there because I've been there. I've seen it.
And Han Solo's blasters on the top of that table also.
Yeah, 3D printed. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the overview. Then if you look behind it, the next picture where you can see the barred door Lego set that got put on there because I don't have enough shelf space to put that thing on anywhere, so it has to move as needed.
Oh yeah, this is the other angle. Yep, I found it. Yeah, there's
Baradura. Behind me, that's where my 3D printers are. The Creality resin printer and an Anycubic resin printer and a wash and curing station. And that back table serves as a kind of a catch-all table for right now as I'm reorganizing everything. I'm in the process of getting a shelf unit that's going to be big enough that will have enough space to allow me to put this monstrosity with a Lego set.
Plus all your wife's Lego sets.
Yeah, well, her set is behind that set. You can't even see it.
Well, you can see the what is that, Arbarium or Arboretum?
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Then the next pic, you can see the Dropship from Cav that I was working on. You can see where I stopped working on it because I got sick, and the rudders are still sitting on the on top of it.
Yep, they're not quite the last few pieces to be glued on.
I've run out of shelf space too, so I've started using my travel case to put my paints in. That's off to the side there, so I made that a thing, and then I use those little cheater glasses to magnify. Then if you go to the next pics, you can see the handles. I got a little what do you call them? Little peg stand when I bought them in a pack of 10.
Yeah, once again, the at the bottom of these things, there's a hole that you just slide right onto the pegs so you don't knock them over easily.
Yeah, so you can see the Neo Genesis one, and you can see the primed Megatron, and the primed Endless Destiny one. Just a ton of hobby stuff. I mean, you can see all the little what do you call those little cups?
Oh yeah,
that I use to mix paint in sometimes. I don't use that as much anymore because if you look underneath the broadsword, there is a Red Grassroots Studio XL wet palette that I've been using lately.
The broadsword's sitting on it currently.
And then if you look carefully in the back, you can see the Mobile Arm Radio inaugural mug.
Oh yeah, there it is back there.
Hey,
I have one of those somewhere.
I gotta get mine out of storage somewhere, especially now that I'm drinking coffee.
So you can see there's just a ton of stuff I'm working on at the same time. There's a couple of cab models on there. You see a Venom, a Doctor Doom, a Gazgul.
All your Port Royal pirates.
There's pirates I'm working on, and then the back of the line there's the Neo Genesis. A lot of AK pigments and washes in the back there. Oh, I took that picture, but she just turned that light on. I don't know why she turned the light on that thing. But I got one of those things that like Ryan uses, but just like him, I just use it as the light.
Yeah,
I don't use the magnifying part of it. And then there's a shelf behind there that holds all my armies left over from my GW days.
Yeah, those are your shelves. Yeah.
Yeah. And some of the models that couldn't fit in there. There's a Goof in there. There is Buck Rogers Marauder. There is
Starscream.
Yeah, Starscream. The 3 Mosquitoes. There's the Viper 2. There's a Zagog.
And a bunch of orcs. And an ogre box set that takes up the whole top of the thing.
Yeah. And then if you scroll about 2 pictures over, you can see the cabinets that are next to my desk where I keep the painted models.
Yeah, your actual boxed bags full of models. Yeah.
You can see the Zhang I did originally. There's a Starscream and the evil Optimus Prime, and then there's my Cav army right in front of them. There's the Cylon Raider. Below that is the original Battletech set that came out, the first one, the introductory set that came with all those mechs. Those are all on that third shelf.
Yeah, this is not even half of your basement full of stuff. So.
No. Trying to think what else I got painted in there. John Bear's Ross Baby Killing Tank is right up there on the top shelf on the third shelf now. There's that 3D printed, what is that machine? That mech in front of the ATST?
You have too much stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, your hobby area is, I think we went from smallest to largest, and Pat is not even showing all of it because he literally has a basement full of area. His wife's got a whole room full of stuff. So
yeah, if you go to like the second to last picture, my wife's got an angle where you can see the rest of the games and everything else where the game table is.
Yeah, sort of. It really doesn't show it off. Like you can only see like one of your calyxes. You don't see all of them. How many do you have now?
3, 4.
Yeah, full of games. Plus, he's got shelves full of role-playing games there. You can see. So.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it in the front in the first picture, but my airbrush compressor is on the floor there. Yeah, by my chair. And that bag that's sitting between my chair and the airbrush compressor, that's the bag of terrain that I got from Cab that needs to be painted.
Then that Kickstarter was so much terrain.
Yeah, it's so much terrain in that thing. So I've been slowly chipping away at it.
See, Pat is he just shotguns his hobby time. I have to be more selective because I have to use a specific desk, and Brian seems more organized, but Pat's just like everything all the time.
Yeah, as you can see, it's just a pile of stuff on my desk, and especially when you can see the mug and everything. You see the pirates, you see 3 or 4 mechs, you see a couple fantasy figures, you see a Ward 40K, you see a couple Marvel figs, you see a couple Cav figs. There's some Halo figs in there too.
Just piles of miniatures ready to be painted.
Yeah. But yeah, loving the monument paints now. Don't hate the Vallejos, but
yeah, monument paints are so good.
A little bit better, as you can see, my paint rack. It's a mixture of both Vallejo and monument, and as the Vallejos dry out, I'm going to swap them out for monument at this point.
The pigments in the monument paints are so rich. Like you never have to do too many coats. They cover so nicely.
And I do like the fact that they come with an agitator, unlike the Vallejo paints that do come with an agitator.
Yeah, built right in. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if the reason people ask me why, I think I just like the monument paints just a little bit better than the Vallejo paints, but that's not taking anything away from Vallejo paints.
Monuments are even at Adepticon, you can see the lineup around the whole room to people getting their hands on them. It's a very popular paint brand now because it is good. Mm-hmm. So. We're not sponsored, but if they want to sponsor us, we're here.
Yeah, exactly. If you can see the chaos that is my hobby desk, it's a wonder that I get anything painted at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
there's just so many projects going on at one time.
For me, it's just I bring stuff in, have to clean it back off, and it's just a mess, so...
But it does help that I can just walk away from that thing and just go upstairs.
Yeah, you have a dedicated area, which is nice.
I just got to clean the brushes. That's it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's our hobby areas.
Yeah, please post a picture of your hobby areas. Shows what you guys got going on, how you set up your messes and or cleanliness.
Yeah.
Yes. I respect you the more the messier it is.
It's a mess.
Absolutely. All right. So with that, I think we'll head on over to the ExFil and wrap up the episode.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Let's ExFil out of here.
And here we are in the ExFil. And mentioned to the guys earlier, we actually did the math. So episode 84 means that this is 7 full years that we've been doing the show.
Wow. And anyone who's been here for 7 full years, John Bay Ross especially, thank you guys for listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's quite the milestone.
The world's changed a lot in those 7 years.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my hobby desk is not.
Yeah, it's just as messy. But yeah, well, it's. I can't believe it's been 7 years that we've been doing this. It doesn't seem like it. How are we this
really
unprofessional still?
You know, we Pat and I do rely heavily on Rob to provide us with the names of the segments of the show, and which episode we're on, and everything like that. So.
We'd get it right, but
Well, the question every time is, when can we record and whose turn is it? Because we never remember who did last.
Yeah. But hopefully that's part of the charm of the show.
Yeah.
Our intrepid listeners come to have enjoyed. So thank you all for being on this journey with us for 7 years. We're still moving forward and have no intentions of stopping anytime soon. So we look forward to seeing you guys in the next 7 years.
Wow.
As long as they're big stumpy robots, we'll be talking about them.
Absolutely. So with that, I've been Brian.
I've been Chopper.
I've been Rob.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So have a great night, everybody.
See you next month.
And go save Super Earth.
Hopefully we'll all be in better health.
Yeah, I doubt it. Bye. On that happy note.
Bye.
Ow, I just hurt myself coughing.
This has been Mobile Armor Radio. Join our Facebook group by searching for Mobile Armor Radio. Find us on Twitter at @MArmorRadio. Join us on the first of every month for more mecha discussion.